predict a riot. I predict a riot. I predict a riot. I predict a riot.
And if there's anybody left in here doesn't want to be out there, watching the people get there. It's not very pretty, I tell you. Walking through town with white skin, not very sensible. La 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 la.
Alistair, how do you do? My lord, please, Jerry. Title's names when you're modernising. Come, sit. How's your father? All right, I think. School together. Right. Glad he's put all that FSA business behind him. Rotten job, that. Once the Independent got hold of him. 10 years ago. Didn't he turn out quite clean in the end? Nothing irregular at all. They don't print that. Everyone thinks he's guilty just because there was an inquiry. Little incident of yours won't drag it all up again, I hope. I don't know. Your father worried about that? Among other things. Listen, I've spent quite a lot of time being bollocked for this. Disgraced my family, the college, and the university. And if you were about to bollock me on behalf of ex-Riot Club members, then I'm sorry, I've heard it all before. So I haven't asked you here for a ticking off. You have. Drink? Wouldn't say no. Water? Tiny slot. Ice? No. Good man. Cheers. Now, it's true, of course, we're not entirely happy about all of this. Bingham goes to the trouble of intervening. One had assumed his guidance would be listened to. But the consequences for you clearly go further than a simple beasting, or whatever the weapon of choice is these days. You're due back in court when? Next month. The rotters turned you in? Looks that way. Yes. You took one for the club. Sorry, did Guy ask you to speak? Guy? Because we're not allowed to talk to each other, so... Afraid not, no. But then that would require a reserve of courage I'm afraid my godson simply doesn't possess. Whimpered like a puppy when I saw him. He's quite sick. I was in the cell next to him. He's crying all night. Hats off to them, though. Kept their stories straight till morning. When they paid their little fines and fucked off. So if Guy didn't ask you to speak to them. Sorry, I don't really understand. You're with Johnny Russell, right? Yeah. Gather he's looked after your family for some years? Ever since the FSA thing, yes. Don't trust him. He's a good lawyer. What's he advising? How to handle this? I'm not sure that I should... Oh, come now. What's the defense line? Russell says that I should say that the boys bullied me into the club. That they scapegoated me, which is pretty much how it was. So, So you get off, and the club goes down in flames, yes? Something like that. Forgive me. Would it not be better for all concerned if the club could be kept out of this? Better for the PM. I'm not acting for the PM here. I don't see how the club could be kept out with the right law, absolutely. Preserve your reputation and that of the club. See if we can't stop it getting to court entirely. Different lawyer. I know a man. Ex-member himself, as it happens. Very useful at sorting out the club's scrapes over the years. I think this is a little more than a scrape. You should have seen some of the others. Little incident from the 80s threatened to rear its head recently. Something about a ball gag. Our chap got it hushed up very effectively. I'd like to bring him in on this. Of course, if it's awkward, I could speak to your father. I mean, the main thing is making bloody sure you come out clean. Even the club clean while we're at it. As I say, he'll do both. No. And I'm not interested. Alistair, I'm offering you a chance. I don't give a shit about the reputation of the club, all right?
I'm not even in the club. Why would I want to preserve it? Smash it! What's it good for?
You know, I suppose that if you choose to go that way, we'll have to come after you with all the might we can muster. Paint you as an oddball, the delusional loner. People seem to understand that sort of paradigm, don't they?
Won't have to work very hard to make them slave.
Of course, there's the other boys to think about.
All got their own lawyers? Be fine.
They're all terrified, frantically trying to second-guess what you're going to do. It's a powerful position you're in. Imagine their relief if they didn't have to testify. Imagine the gratitude.
I don't plan on seeing them again.
You might find that rather difficult. Unless you plan on leaving the country, you might find your lives moving along rather proximate tracks. Think about it. 9 people pathetically grateful to you for the rest of your life.
I know what you're trying to do here. Trying to manage me. I don't want to be managed. I know what I think. The club is fucking ridiculous. Rich little boys punching around in tailgates once a year. Just a bunker, isn't it? Like those fucking loons who dress up for medieval battles, reenact. Sorry, I don't want anything to do with it.
Of course, we know there's an element of silliness, letting off steam. It's what it's all leading to that really
exactly. Training up a generation for a life in hiding, so they can turn out just like you. Scurrying around, desperate not to get into the papers. Sorry, I find it shameful. Going around in disguise.
Not disguised, no.
What then?
I know how you feel. I felt it myself. The first compromise you make wins you like a rugger ball in the stomach. Stays with you like school porridge. But the next time you learn to breathe into the pain and move along, and each time it's easier. Because by then you learn it's not simply disguise, it's adaptation.
That's just another word.
No, it's not. It's survival. We adapt to survive. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll continue to do. You may think the country's gone to the dogs and we're going with it, but you're wrong. You can't turn a ship around on sixpence, you know. It's going to take a while. There's a longer game to be played, but we'll play it together.
Fucking brother, yeah. Comrades in arms. Dropped that idea pretty quickly, didn't they? Boys.
Alistair, they're perhaps not as bright as you. My first club dinner, they rolled me down a hill in a barrel full of prunes. Sick all over myself, of course. Laughable now. But the chap being rolled down the hill next to me pretty much runs the country now, and I'm not talking about the pier. What I mean is, the dinners are just the beginning. The drinking, the scrunches, the hijinks, a 3-year initiation, if you like, into something bigger. A group of people out in the world making things happen. You might have lost your place at college and at the dinner table, but you're still in the club. You can't afford not to be. Now, I'm not offering you a better lawyer. I'm offering you a future. One pragmatist to another. It would be worth your while to take it.
I'll have to talk to my dad.
You're an adult now. Good.
Thank you.
No, you're not at all what I expected. Guy told me some of the things you were saying at the dinner. Rather spicy stuff. Some big ideas there.
Didn't go down too well in the end.
No, I gathered that. Dangerous weapon you've got there, your brain, I mean.
Can't switch it off.
Do you want to learn to use it to better effect?
What do you mean?
Well, why don't you drop down by my office and see how we do things?
I don't want everything just handed to me.
I haven't offered you a constituency, Alistair. Perhaps you've got it in you to do something special one of these days. If that's the case, I'd rather you be doing it in my camp than in someone else's. Has anyone been talking to you about what? Your career?
No. I don't think so.
We'd have to ask for your loyalty, of course.
We?
Oh. Ah, my cue to go. We'll talk again.
No, please don't get up, don't get up. Stay and finish your drink. Shame to waste it. Oh, and have a look around the building if you like. Not quite as fusty as it looks. You loved it, didn't you? What? You still love it. It's still in you. You pretend it's ridiculous, silly, stupid jakes, but you wouldn't have missed it for the world. Parties, trash, riot.
Did you know the original spelling of Lord Riot's name wasn't R-I-O-T, but R-Y-O-T? 2 T's, actually.
No, I didn't.
Don't know when the change happened, but there it is. Thank God someone made the switch.
Gotta be a mistake.
But people like us don't make mistakes, do we?